Welcome, Ellen. Thank you for taking the time today to reflect on 2025 and our partnership together. I'm really excited to hear your experience in working with me. And could you please tell us a bit about yourself first?
Yes, so my name is Ellen. I started as a mindfulness trainer about 12 years ago. And that was also the moment where I started creating my own business. Um, and this evolved over the years in guiding silent meditation retreats and silent walking retreats. So, in the first years of Live Mindfully, I was very active. I built my own website, you know, discovered how to attract people to my mindfulness trainings and my silent weekends, and it went very organically and very easily. Then, after 5 years of doing that in the Netherlands, I moved to Spain, and in Spain, I created an off grid community together with other people. And at that same location, I was also able to host silent meditation retreats. So, this also meant that I kind of let go of my old business, Live Mindfully, and started to focus more on the community and its location. I created a new website, and through that website, and also by using booking sites such as Book Retreats, I attracted people to come to our off grid location and sit in silent meditation retreats and join silent walking retreats. Again, the business was kind of flowing organically. I didn't really have any strategies, didn't really give much thought to how to attract people. One of the reasons I think I was quite successful is that my retreats were very affordable. The location was quite back to basics, and it attracted people that really liked that, and that economically for them it was also an interesting choice.
I always find it fascinating how so many teachers can run the first years of their business just on flow and on their own, on their own insights, and it all works out. But eventually, it often doesn't. So, could you tell me a bit about what changed and why you reached out to me?
Yeah, so something big changed. There was a reason why I relocated and I stopped using the space that we had created in the community. And I moved my retreats to a real retreat venue, a very, very beautiful place in the mountains here in Valencia. But the cost of renting that place was that amount of money was actually higher than the full income of a retreat that I used to host at the community. So I realized that I had to start from scratch because over the years I had neglected my own original website. I had kind of neglected my email list. I really had to kind of upscale and attract different people that had a different budget to come to a different kind of location where I was still, going to host my passion, the silent retreats. But I realized that, yeah, I really needed help in all of the business strategy, how to attract the right people coming to my retreats.
So, if we look back at 2025 and fast forward to today, did we exceed your expectations for what we created? Or, could you share something about that?
We really did an amazing job. I never expected that it would flow so nicely, so well. I learned so much. I was very resistant in the beginning because, I'm like a solo person that offers meditation retreats. I want to help people, I want to bring across the power of being in silence. And I didn't want to be like a marketing person that is selling retreats. But of course, I had to make myself more visible. I had to find ways to attract the right people. And you really helped me a lot with that. So, fast forward to now, looking back on just over a year that we've been working together, I hosted 12 very successful retreats at the new venue with full groups. I tripled the revenue and I was able to help so many people that went home also with so much gratitude, spreading word to mouth. And yeah, it's really taking off. And most important of all, I've really enjoyed the process.
Yeah, that's really what I want to focus on. So many practitioners, they feel resistant in focusing on the business, and I really want to show that building a business actually about helping people, so building the ethical business, really, really can be fun, especially once you get the hang of it. It's amazing. Were there any other eye openers you experienced during last year?
There have been many moments of eye-opening. First of all, I learned a lot about myself, and I learned about my resistance. One of the things that I really didn't want to do was put myself on Instagram and becoming an influencer or something like that. It was like, it's not me, I don't want to go there. And that was one of the eye-opening moments, that you reassured me that doesn't have to be a priority. We can use it in the background, but it's not. There are many other ways that you can go to that feel more natural to me. So.
Yeah, we can often get caught up into the social media game and forget that there's so many different ways to get our clients, and especially word of mouth and returning customers is super important. And to do that, we really need to build a foundation, really the foundation of the business, the foundation of the brand. And I think the website is really the core piece of that.
Yeah, the website, I think you're mentioning this now, and I think it's a very good point. I think that's where we started. Like, we started at looking at what are the leftovers from Live Mindfully a few years ago, what were the successes of the time in the community, and how can we bring those things together, building and creating really my brand, like what do I have to offer, and not so much focusing anymore on the retreats. Like, for example, I use my email lists and my WhatsApp lists mostly to announce a new date, like summer retreat coming up, new date, sign up now. And I wasn't realizing that that's actually selling. And what you taught me was that it wasn't about the retreats, it was about the customer, it was about the people. So you really asked me questions like, who are your clients? Why do they come? What kind of life do they have? How do we connect to them? How do you connect to them? And how do you offer them what you have to offer? So it became much more client focused. So, for example, the copywriting that you did on my website, to me, was a completely new way of looking at it. I had written my own website's texts before, and they were all like retreat focused, but there wasn't any like kind of customer journey. There was nothing of those kind of things that I realized were needed. So yeah, I learned a lot in that area, and you did a lot of work for me, like all of the copywriting. We were a very good team, and it was like playing tennis together, But your skills have made a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah, we often dislike marketing and selling because we're focusing on the wrong thing. We're focusing on selling our product because the first thing we think we need to do that, but we really don't. We really just need to transform our mind, put us in the space of our clients and think about what they are feeling and thinking, and then try to meet them where they're at, and then talk to them through the website, talk to them through the email list, and really create a connection with them. And if you do that in the right way, and if you focus on helping them with their problem, we're not selling anymore. We're just, yeah, it's just showing the value we have, and they need it, they want it. So that really creates an amazing change in the feeling to how to market your business, how to market your brand, because we're not really marketing anymore. We're just showing up as the professional guide, and you really are allowed to take that position as someone with authority. And I think for you as well, and also for newer people, they have a hard time because they first fixed themselves and now they want to share, and
Yeah.
and they didn't really, it doesn't really resonate yet that they are now the guide and they're allowed to step into that process.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and also there are many, like you made me believe in myself as a professional much more, like acknowledging the track record that I already have, the huge amount of people that have been coming to the retreats and have been returning. But you helped me to create that relationship with them in a different way, in a more strong way. Like you just mentioned building trust. So there were several things that we did. For example, I was very reluctant to give people a call after they would have signed up. It felt like I was doing a sales call. But yeah, I realized this is not a sales call. This is just following up on somebody that's very interested in joining a retreat, and then checking in with them if all the information that they received is clear, if they have any questions, checking in on a personal level why they are coming. And I just learned that people really appreciate these kind of things. So where I used to think like that was kind of selling and pushy, it is actually a moment of connection, the first connection that you have with somebody after they have been on the website. And it becomes more personal, and it becomes more fun, and it becomes more human. So yeah, more enjoyable as well.
Yeah, I really loved to see you transform your feelings with sales calls. And we don't have to call them sales calls, they're just calls, really to help the people, guide them, and just have them.
Yeah, into the process of decision making, I think. Because I want to have people that come to my retreat that I know that can genuinely benefit from it. So if they're looking for something else, I will honestly tell them that that's not what I'm offering. But to dare to kind of step into that really like personal contact, yeah, that's definitely something that changed. I mean, people used to sign up by sending me a WhatsApp, and then I would give my bank details, and then they do a payment, and then I would expect them to show up on the pickup point, and that was it, you know. And now, yeah, there's so much more to it that for me makes it more fun, more human, and for other people, yeah, they do come because they feel, you know, the trust is there, the connection is there. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely improved on the systems of the business, like the sign up and more stuff as well. And this really just plays clarity and professionalism. So the clients,
Yeah.
they trust you. And the beautiful thing, it also saves you time. It changes your day. Knowing you have this automated systems in the background, how did that feel for you?
Yeah, it's a lot more relaxed. What we did, we created an automated email that they would receive when they signed up. Also, we created a PDF with some more extra background information, also some practical stuff. So people really felt like, okay, I signed up for something, and I'm seen, and I can read, and if I have questions, I can reach out. For me, that was like gave me a lot of peace, because I knew the minute they sign up, they get some response. And then after that, it was up to me to find a good time to give them a call and to check if they received the email. Whereas in the old days, I had to be stand by all of the time, because if there was a WhatsApp coming in or an email coming in, if I didn't reply, nothing happened. So that's a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely in 2025, 2026, where we live right now, people are used to having instant notifications, instant um, conformity. So not having that really lacks, it creates distrust without really doing something wrong. So
Yeah,
yeah, installing these things
yeah.
is super important. Super important.
Yeah, and I think we have been creative together. It hasn't been just a strategical process, it also has been a creative process, because for example, that PDF also includes a link to a short guided meditation. So people can hear my voice, they can sit, they can experience, and that's just a creative touch that you came up with.
Yeah. We creating more places where people can have interaction with our brand for free as well. It's really valuable to have. Do you notice a difference this year in how the people are signing up, or is this the same as it always has been?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, most people, I would say 80% signs up through my own website, where it used to be more than half coming through a booking site such as Book Retreats. and yeah, you pay a huge commission to them. So I'm very happy with that shift.
Yeah, it's amazing to shift from booking sites to your own website. It's also giving you so much more longevity because you have the
Exactly.
you create connection
Hmm.
with your audience. You have their emails. You can send them value. You can send them new stuff. And with booking sites, you can't really do that. You're limited in the way you can communicate with your clients, even through like a call. It's not possible. So I really feel like
Oh,
creating your
you
own website is essential.
Yeah, you are completely dependent on what they do. And even nowadays, the more commission you pay, the more visibility you have. So they're really, pulling the strings there. Whereas when you can attract people to visit your own website and ask for information or whatever, then you have their email address, you can reach out. They're going to receive your emails, which is another thing that we worked on, like creating like an email flow in which people receive an interesting email that is with the purpose to help them, and not so much to sell retreats and to announce new dates. It's not even part of it, but really to kind of, yeah, offer my experience and my expertise also for them to use in day-to-day life.
Yeah. Yeah, and one more thing we noticed is that cancellations happen much more often through the booking
Hmm.
site. So this is more a note for new people or other people. Having your own website and your own signups really will change.
Yeah, true. That's an Because that's another thing where they pull the strings and they decide upon, your cancellation policy, and it's all very, very flexible because, to them, as long as the commission is paid, it doesn't really matter too much anymore. Yeah, so absolutely, there's lots of benefits from. I mean, they're doing their job well, and it's still nice to have some people finding me through the booking sites. I'm still there, but I'm not dependent on them anymore, and that's a huge difference from before.
yeah, that's amazing. Being dependent on a third party website is it really isn't good. So, with the success we made in 2025, what are your expectations or visions for 2026?
I would like to start implementing a bit more some sort of social media. But again, there we've had many conversations that which channel would be a wise choice, not to kind of freak myself out with needing to be visible everywhere, which is something I don't really want to do anyway. So we are contemplating if it should be like Instagram or LinkedIn, or so that's something to explore a little bit more. But now that I feel less resistant against being visible and taking myself serious as a professional, I can see myself start to post more frequently on LinkedIn, for example.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, we already have 80% booking rates through the website. Adding another lead source is definitely valuable to manage manage the future. Maybe one day the leads dry up in one
Hmm.
place and then you have another place where they're coming from. What about yeah, so we also created new offers within the business, right? We kept it simple in the beginning,
Yeah.
but right now we even launched a new one. Could you tell me a bit about that?
So we launched the solo retreats, which is like how would you say that, high end ticket in the business layout, where yeah, people can come for a solo retreat, which has a lot of one-to-one guidance, a very personal journey, different from a retreat in a group. So something that people can come back to after a group retreat, or people that feel that they are in a space in life where they need more guidance, where they also want to receive coaching, inquiry. Yeah, then they can sign up for the solo retreat.
Yeah. Yeah, I really think that's a valuable addition to live mindfully. Right now we really only had group projects and there's so much one-to-one space and time you can give to a person, and I think the solo retreat will definitely give lots of value to the right people. It's a nice bonus to have. Yeah, is there something else you would like to share? with someone who's watching this right now, someone who's thinking about if they should or should not start maybe this my service?
For me, it has always been a passion process, and for many years, I did my marketing. Somehow, I did it right because my business was going well, so it was very organic. At the same time, I also felt like resistance against a lot of marketing things. And I learned a lot that like following your passion and finding the right ways to bring across in nowadays online field as well, which is very different from 10 years ago. Yeah, it's a fun and it's still a human process, you know? If you look a lot at Instagram and other social medias, it feels like you need to be an influencer with millions of followers to be successful, but it's not true. You just need to be you, and you just need to find a way to really bring across very authentically from your heart what you have to offer, what you have to share with people. And then people will find you. Your website needs to be good and clear. Your copywriting, needs to be fine-tuned. There's lots of things that can be done. But Tenzin is really, from my experience, a perfect guide in this process, and a really fun guy to work with. Because he also thinks out of the box. He doesn't. Also, one really important thing I would like to mention is you didn't throw in everything at once, because you knew that I would be overwhelmed immediately and I would be saying no to things, or I would start doing it out of, with a lot of stress involved. So you just gave me little tasks. You really took me by the hand and you said, okay, now you need to do this. And when this is finished, I'll come up with the next thing, and in that way, it was a fun process. And when you can work with joy, and when you can do it with creativity, of course, your business will flourish. If you do this kind of work with a lot of stress and a lot of doubt, that's not the right energy, is it?
No, it definitely isn't. On that beautiful note, I want to end this call because we really heard the meditation teacher punch in some wisdom right there. I really look forward. We're gonna continue our partnership for 2026, so that's gonna be amazing. And thank you very much for having this call with me. I hope it will be valuable to other people and facilitators to have some future visions and know what's possible.
Yeah,
Thank you very
me
much.
too, because me too. Still a lot that we can continue.